Close-up photography is when you're getting as close to the subject as you possibly can with your iPhone camera without the help of any special lens attachments or third-party app help. And as you'll see in a minute, that magic distance number is about 3 to 4 inches. Macro photography, on the other hand, is when the image on the sensor is greater than life size, as illustrated here. For example, a 2x macro is twice as close. A 3x macro is 3 times as close, etc. When it comes to macro or close-up photography, how close can you get? Simple answer, about 3 inches away with the iPhone camera. Surprisingly, that's plenty close for a whole lot of macro and close-up subjects. Check out this cool series of flower shots that I shot without any lens attachments, all at 3 inches away. So my first suggestion for focusing on macro or close-up objects is to not shoot in auto mode, but shoot in manual mode. If we were shooting in auto mode, the camera really wouldn't know where to focus. Does it focus on this plankton, this one, the moss, the stick? So that's why it's important when you're fine-tuning your focus controls, particularly in close-up photography, that you go to manual and take it off auto. When you're shooting, lock your focus. Speaking of the great Camera Plus 6 photo app, you are going to absolutely love the new macro shooting mode. The macro shooting mode is going to get you closer than ever. I want to show you this really cool feature in Camera Plus 6 called the macro shooting mode. Now let's just take a shot before we go to macro mode. You can see right there, I'm going to make a couple minor adjustments. I'm going to adjust exposure just a little bit. Lock that exposure in, take a shot, go to white balance, hit shade, that warms the scene up, minimize the white balance window. Now there's my shot. No macro shooting mode, straight out of the camera, about 3 inches away, boom, there's the shot. Now I want to go to the macro shooting mode, so I hit the plus sign, hit the macro icon on the bottom, minimize the window again. Look at that, look how close I am. Wow, that is just awesome. I'm going to check my focus on the manual wheel. Look at that, I can check my focus. There I am. I like that focus point. Boom, minimize the window again, take my shot. Americana, there you have it. Just look at this gallery of reptiles and insects that I shot at a local pet store, all in macro shooting mode. When you're shooting close-up subjects, you're going to need, generally speaking, more light than the auto meter indicates. So I like to overexpose my macro subjects up to 1 full stop. Now, of course, to use exposure compensation, you're going to need a camera or photo app that allows you to create bracketed exposure just like you can with Camera Plus 6. Let's take these shells, let's shoot a shot in the default mode. Doesn't actually look bad, but now I'm going to go to the exposure compensation wheel, and you can see I can lighten the shot or I can darken the shot. And in this case, I'm going to lighten it just a little bit because in macro it just looks a little more normal. As with all photography, but especially close-up or macro photography, lighting is everything. No light, you don't have a good picture. So let me give you a primer on lighting and then apply that to macro or close-up photography. Awareness of light. There's no laws, only gentle guidelines. Source of light. It can be either natural or artificial. Front light for most subjects, backlight for silhouettes, overhead light for most landscapes and scenics, and side light to reveal texture. The quality of light, it's either hard light or soft light. Color of light, it can be warm or cool. So let's apply that lighting primer to macro photography. And let me give you the best tip that I can. What's the best lighting for macro photography? Natural, soft, warm. One of my favorite accessories for shooting close-up photography or product photography is from a company called Modahouse. I particularly like and use the white backgrounds because it makes the images pop. When I'm shooting small product and up close and I want it white and I don't want the crease in the background, this is what I use. It's Modahouse. Again, if you shoot small product in macro and close-up photography, check it out. They're really good. If you want to get closer than 3 inches, you need to use a third-party attachment lens to get close, even real close. My 2 runaway favorite third-party attachment lenses are iPro Lens and Olloclip. What I especially love about the Olloclip 3-in-1 macro kit is that it's 3 lenses at 3 different magnifications, 7x, 14x, and 21x. That's close. All attachment lenses work pretty much like this. There's no such thing as, you can't focus on the barrel of the attachment lens, so you focus like this. That's how you focus. So what is the ideal accessory kit for the close-up photographer when it comes to iPhone photography? Number 1, the Olloclip. Number 2, the Manfrotto Pixie Mini Tripod. And I cannot underscore enough the importance of using a tripod when you're shooting macro photography to minimize, even eliminate, shakes and camera blurs. Number 3, and one of my favorites, the MePhoto Tripod with a Sidekick 360 adapter that attaches phone to tripod. Number 4, a shutter remote from iStabilizer. And number 5, and I know you all have these, the ear pods that come packaged with the iPhone that allow you to use the volume up button to trigger your shutter. Let me give you some final advice. Spend a day shooting everything at 3 inches away. Then once you've conquered that, go to the Camera Plus 6 macro shooting mode and get even closer. Want to get closer? Then use a third-party attachment lens to get all the way up to 21x. Generally speaking, we are not trained to see the world in macro. We have more of a wide-angle view of life. But trust me on this, once you get the close-up and macro bug, you will spend countless hours shooting all the fun and fine detail that life has to offer. Get close.